morning. We are going on a winter adventure today. It is early January in Maine, and I am driving about 2 hours north to Mount Blue State Park. I checked the weather in Mount Blue State Park this morning. It was 11 degrees with a feel of 1 degree. Hopefully it will warm up to about 20 degrees by the time we get up there. That's a lot of words to say. I am so excited for my first winter camping of 2024. Thank you for being here. Let's go explore. Made it to Mount Blue State Park. The views from up here, even at the parking lot, are absolutely stunning. I am so happy I decided to come up here before heading over to the campground, which is a separate location because Mount Blue State Park is broken up into, I think, 3 main areas. But y'all, the views. I'm guessing that wind chill is gonna be probably close to 0 degrees. Let's go hike a little bit. We are moving and grooving. I just talked to one of the rangers here and I paid for my winter camping tonight, which was awesome. She was so cool. Shout out to Casey. Pretty sure it's Casey. She recommended I take the side multi-use trail up to get some views from Center Hill. I probably won't have enough time to do the trail route and get down to camp before sunset. So I'm just going to enjoy being out here for about an hour and then head to go make camp. Y'all, I love it out here. Do not let the cold scare you away from going on an adventure. I just took a tumble because I think my spikes broke and they caught on my laces of my other shoe and I fell. Not great because this trail is 80% ice right now. Of course, I just happened to fall where there was a rock sticking out of the snow, so banged up my knee a little bit. But there is enough snow to make that fall not nearly as bad as it would be. I'll probably turn around and head to go set up camp because these things happen for a reason. So I'm gonna trust that and buy new spikes. Oh boy. Better to be safe, especially when doing winter recreation. Definitely when alone. it. We have a little bit of a trek down to the site that I would like to camp at. I am going to make 2 trips. I'm going to come back for my firewood and maybe a few extra warm layers. All right, let's head on into Mount Blue State Park Campground. Side note, the views of Mount Blue and Tumbledown on the way here were so gorgeous. I'm excited. This is the North Shelter. It is normally a group shelter. Another perk of winter camping is that you get to have the deluxe spots all to yourself. It looks like there is a private privy to this shelter, so I shouldn't have to go too far if I need to do some business in the middle of the night or in the morning. There might not be paper, but I brought some with me, so we are good to go. I'm definitely losing light fast. I do have to go back and grab my bear canister with my food and the firewood. But man, I don't want to leave this place. The views from North Shelter are absolutely breathtaking. There was definitely a good bit of snow and ice on the way in, so I was glad that I had my trekking poles. I am the only person parked outside the gate and the only person in this entire campground area. Worth it. Worth it. Get outside and winter camp, y'all. From the lake, we should be able to see Mount Blue, and I think that's it right there. I'm sorry, I know I'm like a little bit much right now, but I am super happy, super excited. I believe this is Weld Lake. It looks like a lot of it is iced over. I can hear the ice cracking. I do see a little bit of moving water over there, but on my side, it is pretty much iced over. Winter has had a slow start this season in Maine, but I feel it. It is here, y'all. It is here. Okay, check it out. Is good to be winter camping in the state of Maine. I also moved the picnic tables inside the shelter so that I had room to pitch my tent in there. Side note, I do plan to move those picnic tables back because leave no trace, y'all. Leave no trace. Let's go. packed up my bear can with my food, a little bit of kindling, and some extra sweatpants, because why not? Luxurious. I'm making an extra trip anyways, might as well. Okay, now we have to cross the treacherous ice field back to camp. I love it. I really, really do love it here. I love the quiet out here, but I'm really happy to share it with y'all. Thanks for joining me. I set up my tent body and decided to go ahead and not put up the rain fly and get a help with some of the condensation inside to not have the rain fly. Because my Nemo tent is a 4-season below tree line tent, it does have extra wall insulation. It's not a complete screen on the tent body, so that allows me to play with how much ventilation and how warm, how cool I keep it inside. I really love that feature about this Nemo tent. Good job, tent. A few things that are important to keep in mind for winter camping. I like to bring 2 sleeping pads, an inflatable with a higher R value. I'm borrowing my husband's long and wide Big Agnes sleeping pad this trip, inflating it with a flex tail pump that I made sure to charge before I left home. Your breath is warmer than the air around you. If you use your own breath, whether it's blowing it directly on the pad or using a pump sack, it still makes the pad a little bit less inflated than you would want it. Your pad will kind of sink in the middle of the night or over time or even immediately. It's 2024, you guys. They have technology to help you out with this. The flex tail little pump will take a few minutes, but really not that much longer than using your own breath. It is really loud, so that's kind of awkward. If you're around a lot of people, just make sure it's before sleeping time so people don't get frustrated with that sound. I have been fine before using my mouth to inflate my sleeping pads. I understand that using your mouth on your inflatable sleeping pad can create moisture and mold inside, and I absolutely hate mildew and mold, so I can't believe that I am someone who does it, but I do. However, I decided to be an adult, use my flex tail pump, be a responsible winter camper. Was able to bring an extra blanket, puffy blanket layer to put underneath my closed cell foam sleeping pad. Closed cell foam pad should be used with the reflective silver layer up. That way it reflects heat back up to you. That's why emergency blankets can also be used when you're winter camping. If you put it below your inflatable pad to reflect the heat of your body back up to you. So some things to keep in mind for winter camping are the type of tent you're using, how to inflate your inflatable sleeping pad, using an air pump instead of your own breath, using more than one sleeping pad, closed cell pad, inflatable pad, just to help raise your R value up, reflective layer of the closed cell foam pad up, or an emergency blanket underneath your sleeping pad, hand warmers, super warmers, toe warmers, whatever brand you want to use. It essentially makes your sleeping bag a space heater, which sometimes can get too hot. So just be careful, let them activate, and then stick them in the footbed of your sleeping bag. Use my Nemo 15-degree sleeping bag and my 22-degree all-set quilt in the winter because I do not want to pay for a 0-degree sleeping bag. I find that it takes up just about the same amount of room as a bigger bag. Keeps me warm, and I can adjust the temperature in case I do get too warm with one of the super warmers at night. Those are the things off the top of my head that I can think of, the things that I have ready and prepared for winter camping. All right, let's get a fire started, eat some dinner. I'm hungry. Hello from inside the tent. I noticed that my water bottles were already freezing over. Another important thing for winter camping is to turn your water bottles upside down so that you can unscrew the lids, because hopefully overnight your entire water bottle won't have frozen over. You can also sleep with your water bottles. If there's enough snow, you can bury them in the snow. There is a lot of science involved in winter camping. After dinner, I was drinking from one of my water bottles. As I was drinking it, it was forming more and more ice crystals inside. So the water was getting chunkier and chunkier with pieces of ice. I ended up getting a brain freeze by the end of chugging this water. Yeah, it's 17 degrees outside. However, it is supposed to bump back up to the low 20s overnight. The stars here are absolutely stunning. Listening to the ice cracking across the lake is really cool, but also really freaky. Really excited to try out my new gator. So thank you for making amazing products for women who like to have adventures outdoors. Have 2 super warmers going. I have one against my core in a little kangaroo pocket of my fleece. I have another one in the foot box of my sleeping bag. Smaller Yak Trax hand warmer that is in my pocket to put with some of my devices. The final thing I'll talk about when it comes to winter camping is that you have to really think about what devices and what items to keep near your body heat overnight. Things like your cell phone, your external charger. I know I've been giving you a lot of lists. I understand that there's a lot to think about, but hands down, it is worth it. Thank you, as always, for being here. I'm going to wind down, listen to the ice cracking on the lake, and sleep toasty warm. I will see y'all in the morning. The hardest part of winter camping, getting out of your bag in the morning. It's 18 degrees right now. I've been listening to the lake ice just going crazy this morning, popping, cracking. Pretty amazing. I've never heard ice that loud. I love it. No more wasting time. Got things to do. Okay, we are all packed up. I am going to explore just a little bit of the trail that goes towards the campground beach. There is a lot of ice. As you saw yesterday, I broke my spikes. I'm just going to go as far as I can, see if there are any new views of some of these mountains from the beach. Just explore, take a little walk in the woods. I'll come back to the shelter, put on my pack, and head back to the Bronco. Overall, it is super quiet here. I have been hearing people across the lake either with a snowmobile or a chainsaw. Good day to be at Wild Lake. Thank you, Mount Blue State Park, for an amazing overnight winter camping experience. And thank you for coming along. Go ahead and subscribe, and we will go on many more adventures, my friend. Thank you so much for taking a walk with me. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more adventures ahead.